So we did quite the controversial video last week. What we stated is that we feel like the bottom of the real estate market in Utah could be here in March of 2023. We went into some facts and we got a lot of hate for it. So Justin, based on the data, how do you feel about us saying that right now?
Yeah, so just a little recap from last time. You guys always basically said was what happened in February was interest rates went to 7%. Second highest it's been since this whole huge problem that we're in. And we predicted that prices would go down. Makes sense. Rates were in the low sixes, high fives, and then when they go to the sevens, prices typically see a steep decline. But the exact opposite happened. March's home values went up by about 10 grand here in the state of Utah, which tells us it was the first concrete data point. And listen, February and January, those prices didn't really go down. They stayed the same. Now, that was a little bit to be expected because those rates were pretty low rates. People were getting locked in at around the mid fives, the upper fives. So we weren't surprised by that. And we didn't even predict that we were out of it then. We wanted to see more concrete data points. So when we saw the March's sales numbers, that's when we're like, this is it.
Yeah.
It is here.
Yep. So what would you say to all the people that are saying, you know, we have the wrong president in the White House for this to happen? What if job losses occur? What if the banks crash? I mean, and any of that could potentially happen. What would you say to those people?
Yeah, and that is a good way to preface it. Obviously, anything could happen, right?
Yeah.
We could have the banks collapse tomorrow, unexpectedly, right? Rates could jump somehow to 10%. You know, we could have 2 million job losses happen. And although those things are not necessarily expected to happen, of course, there could be outliers that pop up that affect this thing. But guess what? Those are outliers, okay? Any one of those things has, I don't know, a 5% chance of happening, a 10% chance of happening, maybe as high as a 20% chance of possibly happening. So I don't disagree that those things would affect our real estate market. If rates did go to 9%, of course prices would drop further. But there's only like a 2% chance of that happening right now. So you guys have to play the odds. You have to play the percentages. And if rates basically stay 7% or below, and we don't experience millions of job losses, it is very likely that we have hit the bottom of the market here in Utah and that prices will continue to play up. So play the odds. If you guys want to play the low odds and assume that the banks are going to crash, cool, take that risk. Wait a full year, wait 2 years, and you might be the 2% that is lucky because you called it right, or you might be part of the 2% that is unlucky, that took 98% of the data, of the advice, of all these things and said, no, I'm not going to bank on that. I'm going to take the higher risk. And it could turn out to be a really, really bad decision, or you might get super lucky. But the data is there right now, and you're going to see it happen again in April. And so if anyone's still doubting what we're saying, wait for April's numbers to come out. Just 30 more days. That's all you guys have to do. And then that will be 2 concrete months of prices going up.
For sure.
And that's hard data to argue.
You don't want to miss this opportunity, and make sure you guys like and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys later.